Hey business owners, let me ask you a quick question. What if your plan for your whole career has been to sell your business and retire out, and that be your exit plan? To take this asset you've been pouring all your blood, sweat, tears, time, energy into, and to sell it. What happens if nobody buys it? What happens? What happens to your future? What happens if you can't run the business? What happens if you don't have the energy or the desire to any longer? My name is Matt Andrus, and I am a financial advisor, wealth planner, and financial planner, founder of Blueprint Financial Partners. We believe that a life that is designed is better than one that just happens. So for business owners, you've done the American dream. You have left the stability of working for someone. You have become an entrepreneur. Maybe you had a passion, maybe you learned something, maybe you had some skill or some craft or some technology. You have done the hard thing. You worked and worked and worked, and you've gotten this business up. You've got contracts, you've got people working for you, and now it's time for you to retire. And the question is, what happens if it doesn't go the ideal way that you want it to? You know, we all would love to have a child that would take on our work or carry on the name or the business, or a business partner that's maybe 10 years younger, 15 years younger, that you could train up and they could buy you out, maybe pay you over time, create some kind of a pension income stream for you or profit sharing. But what happens if that doesn't happen? What happens if you don't have someone that buys your business? What happens if all your assets are in this proverbial, what if all your eggs are in that one basket? So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about, are you making plans for that? We have seen this really interesting thing the last few years, several times, multiple times, where people had a business and they wanted their child to run it, and you realize that maybe it's generational differences, and different generations are affected by different things. My wife is in HR, and she says that's like the topic. It's been the topic for forever, how this generation and this generation, how they process differently, how they're motivated differently. But maybe you were motivated by making money and having that financial freedom, but you were willing to work a lot of hours to do it. Well, what if the next generation underneath you, your kids, aren't as motivated by money as you are? Maybe they've had it really, really good, and they don't realize what it is to not have that money. And now all they want is time. They don't want to work. I remember when I was a recruiter for a big firm, we hired a young man, a recent college grad, and the person's orientation was saying, hey, you're going to at least need to put in 40 hours a week. It was this new kind of franchise model, and this young man, his balloon got deflated. He goes, 40 hours a week. And he was heartbroken. He was just broken at that. And during the lunch break, he never came back. He literally had been hired for this job, and he never came back. He heard that you're going to have to work 40 hours a week, and it just crushed him in his spirit. He felt it in his bones. So what happens if you can't find someone to take on your business? Here's what I tell you, what I would wish you would do. I wish, hopefully, you will think about things, and you'll maybe you're not at the retirement age. If you've got some time, 5, 10, 15 years before, maybe you can stop and think and go, hey, maybe I should be funneling some funds into some other buckets. Maybe something that's not tied only to the sale of this business. You might have an asset. You might have a way to sell the business. It might not even be the business. It might be some piece of real estate that the business bought. But there are tools, there are planning tools, and even some tax write-offs for business owners to put money aside for yourself, so that you can have some eggs in a different basket, that you're not just counting on selling the business to be my thing. I hope you do get to sell the business. I hope you sell it and make yourself rich and live on the golf course and do whatever your heart's desire. But as a planner, I always have to think on the other side of, what if it doesn't happen? What is the plan if it doesn't happen? And we don't want you to just have to close shop one day and not have any value from this wonderful thing that you've built all these years, this baby that you have birthed and raised and developed and grown up. We'd much rather you be in a healthy spot. That can happen. It just takes some time. It takes some planning, and it takes maybe having a third party, somebody that's going to ask some questions and maybe inquire about some things that you haven't thought about yet. That's what I do. That's what we do. We help people at Blueprint. We help them design lives that matter. And so I want to be a part of that for you. So let me know if you'd like to have a conversation, especially if you're a business owner. There's loads of things, loads of tax laws and benefits and ideas, strategies that we use to help business owners, and we would love to be a help for you as well. Thanks.